West Virginia folklore, the Flatwoods Monster, also known as the Braxton County Monster or Phantom of Flatwoods, is an entity reported to have been sighted in the town of Flatwoods in Braxton County, West Virginia, on September 12, 1952, in the United States, following the appearance of a bright object crossing the sky. In today's video, let's find out what investigators concluded nearly 50 years later. At 7:15 p.m. on September 12, 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Heyer, said they saw a bright object cross the sky and land on the property of a local farmer, G. Bailey Fisher. The boys went to the home of Kathleen May, where they told their story. May, accompanied by the three boys, local children Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and West Virginia National Guardsman Eugene Lemon, went to the Fisher farm in an effort to locate whatever it was that the boys said they had seen. The group reached the top of a hill where Nunley said they saw a pulsing red light. Lemon said he aimed a flashlight in that direction and momentarily saw a tall, man-like figure with a round, red face surrounded by a pointed, hood-like shape. Descriptions varied. In an article for Fate magazine based on his tape-recorded interviews, UFO writer Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet tall, with a round, blood-red face, a large, pointed, hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish-orange light, and a dark black or green body. Kathleen May described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided toward the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run away. The group said they had smelled a pungent mist, and some later said they were nauseated. The local sheriff and a deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area. They searched the site of the reported monster but saw, heard, and smelled nothing. According to Barker's account, the next day, a Lee Stewart Jr. of the Braxton Democrat claimed to discover skid marks in the field and odd gummy deposit, which were subsequently attributed by UFO enthusiast groups as evidence of a saucer landing. According to former news editor Holt Byrne, newspaper stories were carried throughout the country, radio broadcasts were carried on large networks, and hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the country. The National Press Services rated the story number 11 for the year. A minister from Brooklyn came to question the May family. A Pittsburgh paper sent a special reporter. UFO and 14 writers like Gray Barker and Ivan T. Sanderson arrived to investigate. After investigating the case in 2000, Joel Nickel of Committee for Skeptical Inquiry, CSI, concluded that the bright light in the sky reported by the witnesses on September 12th was most likely a meteor, that the pulsating red light was likely an aircraft navigation hazard beacon, and that the creature described by witnesses closely resembled an owl. Nichols suggested that witnesses' perceptions were distorted by their heightened state of anxiety. Nichols' conclusions are shared by a number of other investigators, including those of the Air Force. The night of the September 12th sighting, a meteor had been observed across 3 states, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. According to Nichols, 3 flashing red aircraft beacons were also visible from the area of the sighting, which could account for the descriptions of pulsating red light and red tint on the face of the supposed monster. Nichols concluded that the shape, movement, and sounds reported by witnesses were also consistent with the silhouette, flight pattern, and call of a startled barn owl perched on a tree limb, leading researchers to conclude that foliage beneath the owl may have created the illusion of the lower portions of the creature. Researchers also concluded that the witnesses' inability to agree on whether the creature had arms, combined with Kathleen May's report of it having small claw-like hands which extended in front of it, also matched the description of a barn owl, with its talons gripping a tree branch. According to skeptic Ryan Hopp, even though local boy Max Lockhart admitted he'd driven around the site hoping to see something in his Chevy truck, paranormal investigators concluded that the tracks, oily residue, and bits of a rubbery substance must have been left by the creature and not the truck. Hopp explains nausea reported by some of the witnesses as symptoms consistent with hysteria and overexertion. Local officials have erected a "Welcome to Flatwoods, Home of the Green Monster" sign on the route leading into town. In celebration of the legend, the Braxton County Convention and Visitors Bureau built a series of 5 tall chairs in the shape of the monsters to serve as landmarks and visitor attractions. The towns of Flatwood also houses a museum dedicated to the monster legend and offers promotional merchandise. The Bureau rewards visitors who photograph all 5 chairs with free Braxy stickers as part of their ongoing promotion. The monster legend is celebrated every year when the town of Flatwoods holds its annual festival called Flatwoods Days. The 3-day festival is a weekend of live music and food and craft. The monster makes an appearance in the 2018 video game Fallout 76, which takes place in the future post-apocalyptic West Virginia. The monster also makes an appearance in The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask with similar features, but a purple coloration instead of green.